Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Star Series here at the C qualifiers. This is Fnatic versus Mineski, a best of 2 series coming your way. And I'm Luminous, and I'm gonna be joined by Ailson. And I have to begin and say that despite this is 2 of the fan favorite teams here at the qualifiers, Mineski is no longer mathematically possible to make it out of the group. So for them, it's pretty much practice. But honestly, I feel like they've just been trying out a whole bunch of stuff. They've done Bloodseeker picks. They've done Range Form Lone Druid picks. They did everything. So I think Mineski is happy to be trying out new stuff. And hopefully we're going to see more new stuff because that's interesting to watch.
That Lone Druid build is amazing. Have you ever tried it?
In pubs? No, I've never tried it.
It's a lot of fun. You just... You know, your bear is just gonna soak all the damage, and you just right-click people to death with like 1,000 range because of Dragon Lance and that attack range talent.
Yeah, I think in that game he won like SMY, Scotty, that kind of stuff. Or are you supposed to be doing something else?
I don't think it really matters. You can do whatever you want. I seen the one I tried with like Hurricane Pike and Mjolnir, and then I went Scotty.
You know what the problem is? He just kept getting like slaughter jumped or axe called. You know, those actual good initiators just wrecking him.
You just need that Hurricane Pike, and then you'll be fine.
All
right, maybe not, but you know, it's whatever.
Okay, we got a Luna first pick. By the way, Shadow Demon is like apparently top tier in the C scene because everybody's picking it. Look at we got an Enigma first phase pick alongside the Rubik, so you don't get the easy black hole steal. But there's about 25 ways to cancel that black hole if that's something that you're worried about.
No, it's about the threat. This might be, I mean, like you said, you know, if they're out of the tournament, I mean, you never know what's gonna come. You might even see like just Enigma walking around with the threat of black hole and never using it, kind of thing. You might not even skill it. They won't know.
I mean, I think Enigma is more about the push, right? But now that Underlord gets selected, Pit of Malice, good to cancel a black hole, and Firestorm, also very good at minimizing the damage that Enigma could cause in the early pushing phase of the game. Have you actually played Enigma in the new patch? I haven't.
I haven't touched them either.
Yeah, I don't even know what his talents are. And unfortunately, the game won't show you what the talents are.
They still haven't updated this Captain's Mode drafting.
All right, we could figure it out. Enigma. Wait, heroes. Alright, he's got 12% magic resist and 20 movement speed. Well, that's terrible. Cooldown reduction and go per minute. That's not bad. And then respawn time.
Take CDR.
CDR. Damn.
What would you call it cooldown reduction every time? That's such a mouthful.
Okay. I think that's what the League of Legends players call their cooldown reduction. I'm not sure though.
I mean, there's no way around it. It's just called cooldown reduction. You gotta call it cooldown reduction.
Sure.
I mean, so far, Fnatic this looks really cookie cutter. You have a Luna, you have Underlord. I mean, it's just gonna be a nightmare to deal with this kind of 5-man draft. Like, you just get Hamlet Dominator and you group up, and it's like really, really difficult to fight into unless you just have something like... Oh, they even banned out Silencers, so you're going to need some huge initiation if you're going to fight into this, I think.
Yeah. So, just want to mention about the Fnatic lineup. Obviously, they did have quite a big change during the, or post the Genting, because they lost a couple of their players. And now they have Faded at one position. I don't know who he actually is. He is a Malaysian. Mushi on the second position, Ohio on third, Febby playing the 4, and then ADTR playing the 5th. They are the 2 with the stand-in tags. I'm also curious in terms of if Febby is playing from Korea or he actually moved to Malaysia, because as far as I know, the ping from Korea to C is actually pretty bad, right?
It wasn't that bad, in my opinion. It was always under 100, so it wasn't like terrible.
Okay, so I've heard that from the MVP players that they don't take online matches very seriously because they have to play in the C server, and it's always like laggier than I guess, what they want. So
Reserve time.
that's just speaking from past experience. I don't know if it's different now.
I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that he's probably in Korea.
Okay.
You can just open the console and like ping everyone, then you can easily see.
It's too much work.
That's too much work. Yeah.
So also a very standard thing, Meepo is a common ban here at C, because what we've seen is that you don't even need a good Meepo anymore. You just need to put a warm body in the Meepo's computer, and then game is easy.
I'm actually surprised they made it like this far. I thought it would be like a first phase ban. Like I've been seeing a lot of teams banning it in the first phase more than anything.
Don't you think that Meepo has a ton of counters? I know your comeback to that is a very good Meepo player won't have enough counters, but I
mean, honestly, that is pretty much the truth. You know, with his stat sharing and stuff like that, like he naturally does so much damage and is so difficult to kill because while you're building up his survivability, his damage is still going to be ramped up by it, right? Because you just built the dragon lances.
Yep. And I think a very good Meepo player, one of the things that makes a strong Meepo player strong is the fact that when he's farming, that vulnerable stage for the first, I guess, 10 minutes, he's never going to get caught. I guess it's not really down to the Meepo player, but more so his team around him, like placing the right rewards, making sure that they are pressuring instead of just like doing nothing. I'm sure we're gonna see one Meepo game tonight, I guess. So we'll probably talk about it more when that gets picked up.
So is this gonna be like some kind of aggro trialing with a Weaver? Is this gonna be core Weaver or support Weaver, and then like core Enigma?
I don't know. This is very, very curious. By the way, like this team right clicks for 1 billion damage, right? You got the aura that propagates
theoretically, yes. Theoretically, yes, but I mean, you do have to remember there is an Underlord, so it kind of like negates that a bit. And you have a Lich too, so
I mean,
you have to remember that there's going to be Frost Armor as well.
Underlord negates percentage base damage, right? Which none of these heroes really have. Like even the Rubik, by the way, right clicks really hard once you get the aura on you and the level 10 passive, which you take the plus 50 damage. Like his plus damage is going to be higher than his actual base damage.
Yes, it will be, but you're also going to be reducing a lot of that base damage. I mean, it really does add up.
Sure.
And once you account for the armor and stuff like that, it's not actually, I don't think it's actually as threatening as it looks.
Okay.
You would have to have the Swarm on you and Solar Crest on you or something like that for you to really start to feel the right click damage.
And I think
smartly, Underlords build their items.
Smartly, Fnatic's picked up Lich, which is not a hero that we see often, but Frost Armor is going to be a pretty big deal here, just to further nullify the damage output. I'm sure Pitlord's going to go for that Greaves build. Might skip the pipe in favor of Crimson Guard in this game. Would you be a fan of that?
I think that's fine. I mean, there's not exactly that much magic damage to deal with anyways. Okay. So I think Crimson Guard is definitely a good pickup here.
Okay. And looks like Fnatic's going to round out the draft. They still need to pick up Mushi's hero. I think Shadow Fiend would just be a pretty strong kind of catch-all. Definitely one of his strong heroes as well. Queen of Pain is not bad.
I would actually like to see Shadow Fiend. They want some damage, but you don't want someone who's too easy to pick off. You want someone who can actually like move around quickly.
Okay.
And maybe even jump on top of Drow Ranger or something like that. Because if you pick Shadow Fiend, okay, this is fine. Yeah,
okay,
this is fine.
I mean,
Shadow Fiend is a little too vulnerable, I think.
You can make the argument that this is actually better for jumping on top of the Drow, and there's a lot of easy targets to assassinate. Rubik is pretty free, so is Enigma. And I guess the question we're gonna have to answer is, what is Mineski's gonna do? Because the way I see it, Fnatic's gonna tri-lane against them, because Drow traditionally is gonna be quite weak at defending tri-lane, especially now that you're showing Enigma jungle.
I mean, it's like you said, they might not even be Enigma jungling. They might be doing something really weird here. Okay.
So what's the really weird defensive safe lane Weaver with offensive dual Rubik Drought just to avoid Viper
you might even do something weird like Drow mid and okay, never mind. No, they picked up Viper. There's no way. This is not going to be a weird thing. They're just going to put the Viper against Templar Assassin. I think it's going to be fairly standard. The only thing that could be a little weirder is if they solo the Enigma in the safe lane, and then they Drow, Weaver, and Rubik in the off lane. It's a possibility. They just dodge the Lich.
By the way, I know that Viper's got a new model and everything, but I gotta say his new model like makes him look repulsive. Like
I mean, that's
the point, right? I guess is that the point? Yeah. I don't know, but like the old model made him actually look less ugly. But that's actually worse. I like.
But now
logics makes no sense.
Now he is kind of ugly in high definition.
Oh, I see. He's like a good-looking ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This is. Oh, do you like the new HUD change? You see all these numbers now. We see it all, and it actually shows plus damage and stuff.
Yes, I think it can still be slightly refined, but it's definitely a big improvement from what it originally was. And they also somewhat fixed the shot, like reverted it.
So I've gotten used to the fact that search bar is in the bottom. In fact, I think I prefer the search bar in the bottom because once you search the item, I get to quickly hotkey it into quick buy. Now you have to like put your search bar on the top and then move your mouse to hotkey quick buy on the bottom. I don't know.
I mean, the way I see it is it's kind of fixed because they have all the items listed correctly again. So you can always buy whatever you're looking for, and if you are in need of searching something, right, you just type in whatever you need. You don't have to click in the bar.
Sure.
And then you just have your mouse there ready to pick up the item.
Do you prefer the new star system in the shop?
Star system.
Did you read the badge log? It's like
no, I don't know how to read.
Apparently, like they take the past 20 game of the hero, like average or something, of 5,000 MMR or above, and then they put a star next to the items that are like most purchased. So, for example, Pit Lord is most likely gonna have a star next to like Greaves. So then, like a new player will see a star on the Greaves, or for you, actual player would just like, it's like, oh, Greaves is right there.
I'm gonna have to test it out just to see exactly what you're talking about because that sounded like a mouthful.
Yeah, I make the simplest concept sound like a mouthful. That's my special talent. All right, we're gonna have a core Enigma, as you kind of predicted. Sowing Recipe got Windlace as well, and then this is Raging Potato or Jay playing the Viper mid. I gotta say, this is probably the least Jay-esque hero possible. Like, he likes to play heroes that could get in there. You know, he's like the ROTKFC, but probably better.
Right. Oh, Jules, he's going for it.
Yo,
I think this is a huge mistake.
I don't think he dies here unless Pit gets taken. Okay, Pit gets taken. I think he's...
But he's got the...
Nice bait. Alright, Underlord not having Firestorm and Atrophy Aura till 3 is probably a big deal. Like, I think he actually loses the lane now.
I think, yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, he does have the assistance of Febby. So he's going to get that level, like, a little quicker, and they're still going to be denying a lot.
Okay, that's true. That's true. You think Febby's going to take Frost Armor too, or Frost Blast?
It really depends on how their lane is going.
Okay.
You just kind of feel it out, and if it looks good for you, then just pick up Frost Blast if you think you're going to get a kill with it. If you're not, go for the defensive route, getting your levels up.
Well, RR is definitely getting a manhandle somewhat on the top lane. I'm surprised that he's actually not jungling, at least for the first camp, because honestly, I don't think he's able to do much here.
They picked it, so he must be pretty confident with this hero, I would have to assume.
Now it looks like he's going to go back to jungle. You know the cool thing he could do? He could actually eat the range creep in the first wave and just pull it into the jungle camp, right? And then the lane's going to push to his tower, right? And then he's just going to get the experience under the tower. I don't know. At least that's how I would have done it.
I can almost guarantee you that while it does sound like it would work, normally their opponents are going to be,
Support's
good enough
pull.
to... Yeah, they're going to pull it, and they're going to like keep the equilibrium regardless of how you deny.
Yeah, the fact that he's there, he's making sure that the Disruptor isn't doing everything that he wants to do. But as I say that now, R now is making the move that I'm suggesting after he realized he actually can lane straight up.
It was a good attempt. You deny the first wave with one creep, and then you try to lane with the Eidolons. If it doesn't work out, then you're right next to the jungle anyways.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine.
Next to a Shrine too. Alright, Jay upgrading straight into a Ring of Aquila, which quite early, but I gotta say he definitely needs that mana regen, harassing the TA quite hard.
Heavy baiting. Nah, nothing's gonna come out of this.
Yeah.
Does end up costing them the shrine, but he does go for the frost armor. You know, there's
Okay.
no opportunity for any kills. You just go for the safe route.
This is kind of I actually think Mineski is okay with this, even though they're never really gonna get a kill. I think all Drow really wants is a safe lane to farm, right? Which this lane is gonna be here. It's gonna be somewhat annoying, but I don't think it's ever gonna kill Miracle.
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible to kill him. I don't think there's any way they can run him down. I think the only way you can do it is if you got boots on Ohio and he got Orb of Venom or something. Then you can run them over. But until then, or if that even happens, they're just gonna be farming against each other.
I mean, TA could get a haste rune, I guess, and do some stuff.
Oh,
Jules is trying really hard. He's got a good timing down, and I don't know if he sees it. Checking on
flying.
Jules' vision, he sees it flying by, but
It's daytime. They saw him too, anyways. So.
Okay, well,
So Fevy has to go mid now.
he's still
He has to
hiding.
help out Mushi. This matchup is like impossible for a TA. I feel.
Oh. Didn't you say that TA is the easiest mid hero?
I mean, there's still gonna be counters. It's not that easy. Oh, top lane. Is he gonna go? He's gonna go down. I don't think there's any way you survive this. Oh, that was actually really close.
Alright, easy stuff. Meanwhile, mid lane, looks like Mushi's gonna go down, pops a Fairy Fire for himself. I think he actually survives the Lich right clicks. And
I mean, Lich doesn't even have Frost Blast.
yeah. Ooh, our ports into lane get glimpsed back. It's kind of like the first thing you learn not to do against Disruptor, but you know, mistakes do happen.
He's planning ahead. He's making him waste his glimpse so that now when he gets to the top lane, there's no longer a glimpse because it's such a long cooldown. He doesn't have to worry about dying.
Sick play.
And his teammates don't have to worry about it either. This is really well calculated. Look, they're gonna wrap around now.
Yeah.
No glimpse.
Okay. I mean,
Here we go.
Jay's gonna go for the core instead, which is probably actually like
Okay,
more
all right,
important.
that's actually way more worth it.
Yeah.
That's way more worth it.
And had they actually gone to Plan B, they won't have to deal with glimpse. What a player RR. You know, yesterday I casted like 9 minutes of the game, realized I was muted. So my co-caster was just talking to himself for the whole time.
That's very impressive, Luna.
Yeah.
Apparently someone said your in-game audio isn't working.
Is it
Can you
not?
fix that?
Okay.
Someone said that like 5 minutes ago. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's trolling you. Who
No,
knows?
he's not. It actually was not working.
You know what's funny? You're the one who.
I
told me.
reminded you to turn it on, because thinking I already had it on.
And the funny thing is, I already had it on,
Oh.
but you did.
No, next time I remind you to do something, you should like call me out. It's like, yo, make sure you do
Okay.
that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that ward. Luckily, it doesn't get caught out by the sentry.
It dewarded a sentry that Jay just put down.
Yeah, he's lucky. He put on a sentry and an observer, but luckily his observer is out of range.
Yeah. So how would you say the laning stage has really gone for both of these teams? Mid is heavily in favor of, well, I say heavily, but the CS is actually pretty even there. And I gotta say the side lanes are pretty even. Would you disagree with that?
No, I think Fnatic is like a little bit ahead.
Even with the
I think-
courier snipe?
Oh. The courier snipe. Oh, hold that thought. Is Jules
it's
gonna
gonna
kill him?
tango through
No, he's
trees.
just gonna eat through.
Yeah. And now Jules might be in a little bit of trouble.
He's
Can
out of
that
mana.
kill? Yeah, he is.
He has no mana.
Oof.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I was gonna say, Mineski were a tiny bit ahead just because of the courier kill, but even with the slight gold lead from Mineski, I think Fnatic get a better deal out of this because they're actually like pushing the top lane, whereas the bottom lane is like untouched. So they're gonna get this tier 1 very, very soon.
I mean, how big of a deal is this like kind of early chip damage? Especially when you have a Drow lineup that could, on the flip of a switch, could just push.
Well, by that logic, you would actually have to be able to push in the first place, right? If you give too much of a lead to Fnatic, you're not even going to be able to reset stage. You could just get steamrolled in team fights before you manage to get that
Okay.
tower taking ability.
I mean, I don't think Mineski is that far behind, so I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're definitely not. But you were. I mean, I have to give an answer, right? Like,
Yeah.
who's going to be ahead? I think Fnatic are very, very slightly ahead.
Ooh, Ohio popped his ultimate. Oh, we'll cancel it. And now it looks like we have a teleport up top here. They do want Faded, I believe this player is. And now we have Jay coming in, the Swarm going on. I think they definitely need a Maledict. There's a glimpse back, Swarm giving a little bit of vision. They are going hard, and looks like that is going to be the Maledict to cancel the TP, and Faded will go down. You know, honestly, I think if he ran straight back to the tower, he would survive.
I kind of think so too.
Yeah.
Well, Mineski realized they really don't want to give up this tower. It's a really bad idea to lose that tower. So I think that was definitely the right play. Just go up there, defend that tower. You're not exactly too worried about the middle tower because it's full right now. Someone should go and defend this though.
Oh, I mean, that's Viper's lane, but he poured it up top to make that kill.
Yeah, he needs to get back there. You don't want to give up your middle tower, definitely.
Look at all these green numbers. I miss these green numbers next to your stats. You know? Seeing the actual pluses and the base.
What if you can't do addition? This makes it so much more complicated if you can't do addition.
Now people are going to be complaining. Like, if I hover over it, it should say, you know, the actual number.
Yeah, the full number.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone could do simple addition, right?
Debatable.
I think I'm still struggling sometimes to do simple addition, but... Alright,
I'm kind of surprised that Luna went for all of these, like, smaller items instead of going straight for the Helm of the Dominator. I feel like Helm of the Dominator is, like, so strong for laning. It just makes it impossible for you to get pushed out of lane because you get so much regen.
Yeah, it seems like the Ring of Aquila has essentially got dropped, right?
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that item now. This doesn't seem like a very good item anymore.
I wonder if
Just
this
because
is
of
his normal
Helm.
build, right? To go Ring and then Helm, or is he doing it simply because there's a lot of right-click damage coming out from the other side, so maybe he values that little bit of extra armor for the team?
That's actually a good point. But wouldn't you just stop at... Nah, you want to stop at Bassi. Yeah, I guess that's actually a pretty good point.
I mean, it's really one of the... It is very cost-effective, right, in terms of damage output for the cost. It's like you get 19 damage or whatever it is for... Yeah, 19 damage.
Yep. I think Fnatic should really commit to this top tower now, especially since Luna's already level 7. It's got Eclipse ready to go.
Okay, Ohio's kind of going hard here in Ninja Boogie, but he's got a little bit of backup. Miracle does have a Centaur, so they could probably lift and chains on him, but he activated his Zero-Type play mode. I think he's still making port away, and threatened to actually kill him. Oh my god, that was close.
That was so close.
No, good try.
That was actually really, really smart play by Ohio. I think a lot of people wouldn't have actually committed
To the TP.
to that. Oh, are they going to catch out Jules? Disruptor's level 6.
Yep. Is that a level 3 glimpse? Yes, it is.
I don't think they saw him walk by.
Well, they're going to go for Miracle instead, which is probably even more important of a kill. He's actually putting a Centaur on his left to actually maybe... Okay, Centaur's being micro right now, but I don't think he can micro himself out of this one. Centaur Stomp actually misses. He's going to try to port. They have Glimpse to cancel the port, and that's going to be a kill. Jules, not really enough mana or damage to actually get this thing done. And this is actually the first support Weaver I've seen that goes for boots. Super interesting.
That's a good point. I don't think I've actually... Oh, he's going for Urn as well.
I mean, you have a lot of damage through the Drow, so...
Are they going to get this kill on Luna?
They have Black
They
Hole,
have a
right?
beam.
Black Hole, dude! Alright, there you go. That toilet.
Oh, they got it. The toilet. The toilet.
I mean, it's a slow moving down toilet, but it's a toilet. Alright, Jules is up to no good here. Pops a swarm on everybody, and now he's running away again. Okay, the Dessa Mushi, they're trying to get the kill, the TP out. I don't think he'll make it here. The right click is right there, and Jules gonna go for a second kill on ADTR. Jay's gonna get double kill here with his passive, and now Ohio might just straight up port. Is he actually gonna make it? Yeah, he will. Nicely done.
Never underestimate that Weaver, Medallion, Swarm. I mean, I actually really like this build. A lot of the times you see people max Shikuchi. This is the true build for Weavers now. You max Swarm as support.
I think you want to leave Sakuchi as low as you possibly can, because it's actually not your best like offensive spell. Carry max it because you definitely want the.
You want the mobility.
Yeah, you want to farm a lot with it too, but.
All right. All of a sudden, what little lead Fnatic had in the laning phase, I think Mineski have completely taken over. I think Fnatic should have done a little more with their Luna's Eclipse. They haven't even threatened with it yet. She's just sitting in the jungle, not really making much use of it. Are they going to smoke with this? Yes, they are. So she waits for the Helm of the Dominator, and they want to go and take a fight.
All right,
are they going to make it here in time is the real question.
Febby's in a lot of trouble on the back line here. Swarm's going to hit on Febby as well as Ohio. The right clicks are coming through. Ninja Boogies, well, that's going to be one kill. I don't think they can actually kill Ohio. Dark Rift gets stolen. They do kill Ohio. That's huge.
What you think.
Yeah.
Oh, Dark Rift?
Gets cancelled.
Okay, he's just trolling. He cancelled it.
I wonder if
that was pretty funny.
They meant to cancel it.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wanted to go mid and defend his tower, but I'm pretty sure his team told them to cancel it because they want to pressure this tier 2 tower, since there's like not really any real way they can defend this. Yeah,
this Drought strat, we haven't seen it in a long while, but this one's actually working out super well. Mid lane looks like Mushi in quite a bit of trouble here. Mushi's going to try to pour it out. No black hole available. Very good patience here, waiting out the 3 ticks of the Malefice. Meanwhile...
Oh, and they pick off everyone at bottom, realizing that everyone is mid. Oh, and Luna lives as well.
Yeah, barely. Kind of a...
You end up losing Ohio, but I mean, I think that's definitely a trade you want to take.
Kind of a lazy retreat for Mineski. I think they could have easily got out clean if they all coordinated the fact that, you know, somebody was porting. By the way, I think they're still very far ahead. Mineski is the one that's taking towers, they're taking objectives. And I don't think Fnatic actually has any way to deal with it. Are there any big items that could kind of allow Fnatic to defend these pushes?
I think mech alone on Pit Lord should be more than enough.
Okay.
I think they have the damage output to take fights right now.
The fact that Ohio has been forced to port back multiple times is delaying his mech. Normally you would have it finished by now. The one thing I'm not really used to seeing is that...
Keep an eye out on Mushi. He's expecting Ninja Boogie to walk past.
He's got a ward to see Ninja Boogie running by. Or gets de-warded immediately. Can you go for this kill? Probably not.
No, you definitely don't want to go for that. Because he can't... You would only go for it if you can two-shot him, but he can't two-shot him.
Yeah.
Because you can't exactly expect him not to lift you. And then all of a sudden you're just like, dead.
Oh, Roche is happening right now here.
Look how much damage he takes because of this swarm trick. As long as someone tanks it.
Uh-oh. That's a good position here for Fnatic.
Oh boy.
Alright, the Chain Frost is going to fly out here. Great Gust pushing everybody back. The Chain Frost has killed one. Ohio dropping very low. And all the meanwhile, it's going to be Jay in the backline just right-clicking. Luna dropping extremely low. Did they actually use Eclipse in that fight? I did not see it.
It wasn't even up yet. They didn't have it ready.
Man, if they had Eclipse, I think Mineski gets wiped there. Or close to it. But instead, it's going to be Jay coming out ahead with the Aegis on him. He's going to have MKB, or sorry, not MKB, Manta finish very, very soon. And I don't know. I don't know if actually Fnatic hold it. You say mech is enough, but they didn't even have mech in that fight.
They didn't have mech. They didn't have Eclipse, and they still managed to take 2.
I mean, that was a really bad position, though. They got kind of trapped inside a Roshan pit with the Chain Frost bouncing. I think the actual pushes that are coming is they're not gonna get that kind of positioning again.
Oh, there's some confusion in our wording. Yeah, I was talking about Fnatic being strong enough to fight. You're talking about Mineski.
Oh, you're saying once Mineski gets mech, there's no way.
No. I'm saying once Fnatic gets mech, they can still fight.
Yeah, I agree with you, but
yeah, okay.
After seeing that team fight, I don't agree with you anymore. Cause
oh, really?
Yeah, because
I mean, because like my explanation is that they didn't even have. Fnatic don't have mech, and they didn't have Luna Eclipse, but they
Right.
still managed to kill 2 of them.
Right, but
So I'm saying when they do pick it up, they'll be able to fight.
I think the reason that the team fight went so well for them, despite not having
without
those,
positioning.
yeah, this positioning, and I don't think they're gonna get that positioning, especially when defending tower against 2 Dragonlance cores. They're gonna try to kill Weaver, but I think Mushi jumped the gun a little bit there. They really need a disruptor to. Actually, they don't have dust, so he's gonna just run away. Ooh, Jules showing in that Urn Tech, keeping Mushi pinned down a little bit.
Oh, do they have vision of him?
I mean, you could just kinetic field inside, right? Okay, they could glimpse him. No. So it's gonna be a retreat.
Alright, they're gonna try to run away. Will they make it away though? Yeah. They don't have
Enigma's
anything.
coming in. Does not have Blink available. You could probably Malefice a Luna. Ooh, kinetic field's gonna get him. Nicely done. And Jules moving forward as well. And the rest of Fnatic will retreat. Ohio gonna finish his mech, and looks like he is gonna be going for that Crimson Guard that I mentioned during the drafting phase, but we'll see if he actually is gonna finish it, because I think Fnatic is looking to close out this game, or at least get a significant advantage with the Aegis on Viper.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this Viper is pretty down farmed. Like, he's got his mantle already too.
Are you surprised by the fact that he's gone for the health talent instead of the damage talent? I guess with a Drowning team, health is probably more valuable.
I think it's kind of... Actually, I think I would agree with the health here. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he's definitely the designated frontliner for the team, right? So.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, he's gone for the 14 agility, though, instead of the strength. I mean, there's really no wrong answer when you're picking up talents. It's all good.
Sometimes there can be. Like when you hit 25 on Queen of Pain and you have all the items you need for Spell Leech, but you take the intelligence instead of Spell Leech.
It's 30 intelligence, dude.
Dude, it's 70% Spell Leech.
Have you, what's what's another really big misclick? Like taking a talent?
The Shadow Fiend one, maybe?
Which one? The 3-second cooldown on the raises or whatever it is?
Yeah. Versus, I don't even remember what it was, like
something
200
much
attack
better.
range or
Yeah, something much better.
Something much better.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's 175 attack range. Or was it 125? Some extra attack range. Ninja Boogie has taken the 60 gold per minute.
Yeah. I take this.
I think damage is better than 60 gold per minute, right? Because don't you just farm better with damage?
Well, they see everyone. This fight gonna break out. They know TA isn't there.
I mean, Tower's dead, and ADTR is dead to like 4 hits from the Viper. Oh my god, I'm not sure what the Disruptor was trying to do. Jules coming in here. They don't actually have any kind of lockdown. Oh, Blink Lift, that's going to be locked down here on the Lich, but great pit though. Unfortunately, they immediately lost the Lich. And I think without the 2 supports, and critically without Frost Armor in the building, dude, this thing is done.
I actually think that's the most important one.
Yeah.
He does buy back.
Okay. And it just runs out, so alright, that's a pretty good timing, but I still think the Mineski very ahead, and they don't even need to back off.
I mean, they have everything up here.
Yeah.
At the same time, Fnatic do too, so they still have to be kind of careful.
They live
Like,
from
if they
Ohio.
kill Pit Lord, this is really big.
He's gonna have to force to pop the mech for himself to shrine. Okay, well, he better have his buyback. He does not. So now no mech, no Firestorm, and I think they just get Raxed here.
I'm pretty sure you get Raxed here.
Yeah. I mean, look at this push. I don't think Chain Frost will do anything.
They will have to, for some reason, they would have to get caught by a 5-man Disruptor ulti or something like
Yeah.
that. I mean, that's not going to happen. 1 lane of Rax, 1 Shrine, most likely.
Sure. I mean, Roshan is gonna be a relatively short spawn one, so they could go for that. Or honestly, like, I don't think they even need the next Aegis. Just keep going. Make sure the lanes are pushed.
I mean, they can take a short break. I mean, their Weaver almost has... He's like 40 gold away from his Scepter, which is a really, really big pickup.
Yeah. So
Let's see, Enigma has his Blink Dagger. Ninja Boogie is picking up Force Staff. I mean, everything's looking really good for Mineski right now.
I think the stats still hold true is that once Weaver picks up Ags, Weaver team has not lost a game yet, right?
I mean, I don't check these kind of stats, but
Okay.
that's a very believable one. I've heard one. If I've heard a statistic before.
I mean, at least from the games I've casted, and I've seen Weaver game after game, like, if he gets to Ags, the game tends to be over.
It's the ultimate save skill.
Yeah.
Better than every other skill.
Come to think of it, it's like very similar to Warlock, where if you want to initiate against a team that has the Weaver / Warlock, you better find that target first, right? Make sure that he doesn't like turn the fight around with their ult. But the difference
the cast range, insane.
Yeah. I mean, the Warlock ult cast range is great too.
Him.
I mean, the big difference is that he has Sakuchi. Like, you find him, he's out.
Yep. He moves really fast, and the cast range is 1,000, so it's kind of hard to be caught out.
Yeah, Weaver is actually a very strong hero for Mineski, because the other day, they had Weaver too, but Miracle played him as a carry. And really just put his entire team on his shoulder. So this team definitely showing a ton of versatility in terms of what they could do with certain heroes.
Alright, they're gathering up. They're ready. I think if Mineski feel like they can't push either, they think like the high ground is just too difficult, they can just always go back and take Roshan first. They're like not an end rush.
Alright, Luna's doing some decent ratting, trying to finish her Yasha at least for this fight. And Mushi now with having the Desolator available, but the Blink Lift is going to start things off against Ohio. They're going straight up on the tankiest hero. That's only going to be a one-man storm. Ohio popped the Shrine, and suddenly it's going to be Ninja Boogie in a lot of trouble. They're going to ping him out, trying to get him dead. Great Static Storm, I believe that was stolen. A good defensive one here. Luna gets 4 staff away. That Pit of Malice is going to work here, but there's just no damage as a follow-up. Mushi finding it super hard to actually go into the fight. Firestorm peppering it up here on Mineski, but they need more control, and now there's a lift on the Luna, taking a ton of damage. Here we go. Mushi going to work here, popping it up here on Jay, but time-lapse on Jay, and Jay tanking it up against Mushi. Mushi, well, still wins the team fight here, but great pushback here.
Stolen Chain Frost.
Okay, I think that's going to tip the scale here, as Chain Frost is bouncing left and right. Mushi trying to survive there, will pop the meld, but the meld as well as the refraction will not protect him. And Mineski easily win that team fight. And Miracle is just going in now, creating space for his team.
They bought back, they used almost everything they had. No one is dead yet.
Yep.
They're just going back in, they're not even scared.
I mean, Mushi, like, output all of his damage on the Viper, and one time lapse.
Yeah. They didn't even need the time lapse on their cores. They used their first one on Ninja Boogie because he was playing so far up.
Oh, is that how he not died?
That's how he didn't die. Yeah.
He's
He
so
got forced back into the dire base, and he still lived because of time lapse.
He's so Static Storm to open the fight up with, and then he still Chain Frost. You said?
Yeah.
I didn't see the Chain Frost steal, but yeah. Well, that was pretty much a clinic for Mineski. Here's how things go at the Star Series qualifier. They always win game 1, and then they lose game 2 in dramatic fashion. So, Mineski fans out there expect a draw, but hopefully, the true Mineski fans out there expect
look at this
them to
damage. The 2 highest damage dealers on Radiant is Viper with 18,000, which is pretty much like his entire team combined, and then Ninja Boogie second place with 8,000. That's more than the Drow Ranger. That's how much damage he did with his Rubik.
How is that even possible?
You steal Static Storm and Chain Frost.
I guess. The crazy thing is, he didn't even have the plus 50 damage talent, right? Maybe there was some like Firestorm being stolen, you know? Fabled hitting everybody.
It's because he got that 60 gold per minute to buy his 4 staff and blink to do that.
Alright, man. You right. Fnatic down 1 game in this series, and like I said, it doesn't matter for Mineski anymore because they can't make it out of the group, but for Fnatic, it's very important they pick up wins. So far they have placed 2 series, and they have won 1 and drawn 1. And looks like at best they could only draw here, but that's going to be something they need to look at. I gotta say though, I'm not a big fan of the Lich pick. Like, on paper it seemed very good, but I don't think you could give Drow a free farm lane, which is essentially what they had, right? For Miracle.
They probably thought they could contest it. It's not exactly free farm because, I mean, that's why they picked the Lich, right? You put the Lich.
I mean, you got Frost Armor at 2. He wasn't even harassing. Like, they got Pit of Malice at 1, Frost Armor at 2.
But that's not how you stop the farm, right? You stop the farm by denying the creeps, and you have Atrophy Aura on Pit Lord, and, you know, theoretically, you're supposed to be denying creeps.
I mean, I think it would have been much better if they just, like, jammed the Luna in her face, right? And just, like, pick 2 supports.
Maybe.
Just
that's kind of true, too.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's game 1 in the books. We're going to take a short break, and then game 2 should be up. Thanks for watching, guys.